we go. And we're up. Actually, the last 10 seconds ago, we were up. So whatever hits now. So I think we're okay.
I think we're okay. Really?
Someone's knocking at the door. Hey, everybody, it's Mike Meyers.
That's Scott Jernigan. In stereo. Wow. Hi, welcome to the Monday
version. This is the Mike Meyers Monday edition of the Ask Mike Anything live stream. The goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus an opportunity to continue our studies, although we're going to have to change the jingle here. The way the corona statistics are, I don't know how it is all over the world, but here in the Houston greater area, which not only Houston, but the 5 counties around it, which is, I don't know, it's only, 6 million people, tiny area.
Yeah.
We're way down. It looks like
it's exciting. We
might be at what they finally call community control, which basically is a secret code of saying, we're never really going to get totally rid of it, but we're going to get, be more like regular flu again. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so here's how this works. You ask me questions and I answer them. Got Scott here helping me out, as always. Got Dave Rush behind the scenes. We might have Michael Smyer back there, too. I'm never sure who's in the chat helping out.
Andrew Hutz is definitely there.
Andrew Hutz is there. We have the usual regulars, Andre and Tolowit and Santi, who I haven't seen for a few days, or a couple of weeks. Hi, Mike. Happy to say, Santi, you passed the new pen test? Well done. I saw some practice stuff on it. I was like, ooh, I might want to actually study for this one.
Right.
But anyway, the goal here, folks, is pretty simple. You type questions into the chat window over here. And one of the things you might want to do is a pull down where it says top chat in the chat window. Hit that pull down and change it to live chat. It'll get the...
What a good idea.
Oh, I just thought of that for the first time. Also, while you're at it, to the right of live chat are the 3 dots, whatever they're called. And you might want to consider toggling the timestamp, especially during competitions. That might be convenient because that way when we read off a question or something, we'll say what time it is. And if we missed a question, for example, why then you can just say, type it back in again and it'll happen. Because we've been known to miss questions. Not me, Scott.
Right.
So I put the fart gun back in the background just for you.
Thank you. As in out of reach.
I'm still capable of making fart noises though.
Lord, give me strength.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, come.
So Siegfried Vandervee passed his ITF plus.
Siegfried, I actually saw congratulations, Siegfried. I saw your post on LinkedIn. Siegfried has one room, and I think there was honestly 12 functioning monitors that were. I don't know how many computers were underneath that.
He doesn't have a heater, so he uses the monitors to warm the room.
Back in the CRT days, that room was toasty.
Absolutely.
Now, LEDs, it takes a lot.
So Ping is here, Alucard. Hey, good to see you.
So while Scott's dragging me through there, one of the things I want to make sure you guys understand, we start here at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we will go till 3 o'clock Central Standard Time here in Houston, Texas, or until the questions run out. So it's very important, guys, that you ask me questions. We do have giveaways, but the amount of stuff we give away is usually pretty proportional to how long things go.
Right.
So the more questions I get, the more stuff we give away. The only thing I guarantee we're going to give away today is we will be giving away 1 free CompTIA voucher.
Which is awesome.
This is an international voucher. You can use it all over the world, and it's great. So that is the only thing I guarantee we're giving away. So let's see what we got. Scott, no volume. Scott, no volume. Say something, Scott.
I am.
Got no volume.
Got no volume.
Well, if you turn this thing on, so this needs to be turned on.
Okay. Do I have volume now?
Yes.
If you only turn on half the microphone setup, things just don't work.
Good coffee.
Awesome. Nathan English is here. Hi. AV Nut is here. Hi. JM, haven't you asked this question before? At 2 o'clock, can you explain the difference between a root CA and an intermediate CA?
Sure. In any form of PKI, you have to have a root certificate at the very top. Now, you can have lots of root certificates. You understand? Like, let's go with somebody who, like VeriSign. But somebody like VeriSign, for each one of their different types of certificates, they have a root certificate. Now, this root certificate is the certificate upon which all other certificates are signed. So this is kind of an important certificate, you might imagine, right? Like it might be what we call a bad thing if that root certificate were to suddenly be snatched or compromised in some fashion. So it's usually the common thing we see done is that we will see a image for a root certificate in your PKI tree. Like if you do this in Windows, you can see the root certificate, but it's actually not accessible. Well, so what we do instead is we have intermediate certificate authorities who are signed by the root certificate and who actually do pretty much all the day-to-day labor of PKI. So the intermediates are signed directly by the root, and they do everything that anybody who's connected to them can do, except the one nice thing is that the root certificate's protected from the day-to-day dangers of PKI.
All right.
That's
sounds
it.
Good.
I mean, structurally, they're identical.
Awesome. 201, Madman showed up.
Madman is not a name I recognize
And
before.
me neither.
Madman. Did you like Mad Men? I loved Mad Men. It was a wonderful series.
Was that a television show?
Oh, yeah. Why do I even talk to you about these things?
I don't know.
Go get your mandolin and name some old-sounding thing. Musically.
What was I playing today since I was practicing right before I got here?
You were doing a round?
I could do a round.
Because you do a round and you're only using your left hand, then we call that, because that's a bass play or what we call a ground. So if you're doing that, you're actually doing what we call a ground round. I didn't invent this. Somebody called P.D.Q. Bach invented that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mildly famous. A lot famous. I know that.
Nellie is a nice girl, but Hannah is a horrible prude. Okay, so.
Awesome. JM, you are whipping out some questions this morning, or this afternoon. 202, can you also explain
Sure.
what the Online Certificate Status Protocol, OCSP, is, and what the difference
Beer.
what the difference between using the CRL and OCSP?
Sure. Well, for starters, I mean, CRL, Certificate Revocation List, was, all right, so you have inside your computer, inside your smartphone, inside all kinds of stuff, you have whatever your device is, usually a web browser, that is querying certificates, okay? So how do you know if a certificate's bad? Now, if we did a full-blown PKI march every time you went to eBay or whatever it might be, that's going to be real slow. So there's things that can be done. Scott's going to go get some more batteries. So it's all right, man. So we have to have some quick way for you to check a certificate to verify whether it's good or bad. Now, obviously, we can check things like, does the URL on the certificate you're pulling down match the actual URL you're on? Does the data of the certificate you're pulling down actually match the, or is a date that's today or in the future? It's time for my daily yawn. I don't know why I do that it's so bizarre. So anyway, the bottom line is that the first attempt for people to be able to put a list and say this certificate's good or bad was the CRL, or Certificate Revocation List. CRLs have been around for a long time. CRLs are very slow to update. They just never really work very well. So the second attempt to come up with some tool set was called OCSP. OCSP, instead of being a list of invalid URLs, OCSP is a quick little link. And this is built into just about every certificate. It's a quick little link that your web browser or whatever can go to that link, do a quick test. Doesn't even have to show anything on the screen. Just queries this link to make sure that the certificate it has is still good. So that works a lot better than CRL, but there's still a lot of weaknesses to it. So those are your two things. CRLs and OCSP are used to check to make sure certificates are valid. Things that are not super obvious. Like, for example, if VeriSign has a customer who hasn't paid their bill, that's where a certificate would show up on a CRL.
Sure.
Whereas, again, your browser itself can check things like expiration date, URL, and stuff like that.
Okay.
How's that for an answer?
That sounds great. Now I'm just wondering if, well, I'm live for sure. Okay. All good. These little guys eat batteries.
They do. That's why this brand is actually called Nom Nom Nom.
Awesome. I did want to say good luck to Siegfried, who's taking A+.
On Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. Core 1 on Wednesday, and then Core 2 a week from Wednesday. So
outstanding.
That's awesome. Good luck. Break a leg. Do it. Do it. What do we got? Madman laughed at us. Carla Rain is here. Excellent.
Carla Rain. Sorry. Oh, something on
Catherine.
Carla Rain is in some way bummed.
Uh-oh.
Net Plus didn't. Oh.
Oh, no. Carla.
Carla, what'd you do?
Sorry.
This is like the quietest little neighborhood in Houston.
Except
until
for
the camera lights up. There's a bunch of guys out there, taking out the garbage.
Well, there you go.
Which is funny because nobody gets on this street. I don't know. Because everybody's really interested about hearing about that.
Right? Of course.
Absolutely.
Nathan English wants to know any study tips. This is at 2:05 for the CompTIA A+.
Any study tips? Start early. Gosh, there's so many to have there, Nathan. Number one, in order for anybody to pass any certification, you're probably going to need a book, videos, and practice questions. How you use those and what order you use those is a matter of personal preference. You should start months in advance. Calculate the amount of time it's going to take. For A+, for example, I figure it takes about 220 hours for the average person with some experience to study for the A+. Now, 220 hours, I guess if you work 24 hours a day, you could do that in about 8 days, right? 9 days.
There's that sleep component.
Sleep! Sleep when you're dead. So you have to sit here and break your time down realistically. Are you working? And then, you break that time down, and that's where you go. Then, maybe add yourself a 10% buffer out of paranoia. But then the next thing you do is you need to schedule that exam. You need to put your money down. Without that fear in you, so many of us procrastinate our studying. And anytime someone tells me, "Oh, Mike, I'm having trouble getting motivated," I was like, "Why don't you take $400, lay that money down,
Right.
or better yet, borrow it from like your friend or your mom or somebody." It's like, "So, Mike, how'd you do?"
Oh, I'm not really playing this video game.
Yeah, wait. Mike, you sure you want to go out with us tonight? Yeah.
Awesome.
So those would be a couple of the biggies.
So Siegfried, I have to ask, why are you going to take both Network Plus exams? If you're just going to take one, just take the 008. You'll be just
Careful.
as Network Plus certified.
I'm going to take and pass them both. And his
gonna do
verb
both.
tense is a little confusing to me right there.
Yeah, did you pass them both?
Siegfried, have you already taken them both? Siegfried, don't do that. Don't waste your money, man. Move on to another cert.
That's what I would say.
Nope. Mariah at 205. Mariah 777. What's a good IT job that's easily trainable? Cloud computing. No.
Cloud computing, not. Help desk? But even, I mean, just getting A+ certified is a good first step.
Sales is a great place. Sales support is a great place.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, man, if I was going to be starting in IT like today, going to work for at like Apple or the Samsung store or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. You want to talk about throwing you into deep water quickly.
Right.
You know, I think it's easy. I would be goes something that direction. Plus, I'm a people person. I got people skills. They love me.
I would be a server tech.
So why don't you just
put me in a room by myself?
take the reports to the engineers? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I quote a movie in front of Scott? Is
did.
like worthless. It's from a movie called Office Space. All right.
Nice.
Mariah, that's a tough thing to Mariah, it even actually worries me when I hear someone ask a question like you're asking. What you need to be looking at is just get a job. There's so many entry-level jobs, it's not even funny. You've passed one. No, you didn't. It's right there. And there's literally tens of thousands of different job descriptions. Mariah, where do you live? What do you like to do? What are your IT skills already? Why are you getting into IT? I mean, we could go on on this. But the important thing is that you're here. That's a good place to start.
Absolutely. JM keeps coming. Good questions.
Always good.
207. Is it safe to just use PKI when exchanging information, or is it necessary to use a certificate from a CA?
If you're using PKI, that means you are using a certificate, not from a CA. Jan, be very careful about your terminology here. You're using a certificate that is signed by somewhere in that certificate authority's tree. That's all that means. So when you say, is it safe? I'm never going to answer that question. Nothing is safe. Stay off the internet. That's the safest thing you can possibly do. So there are so many ways to exchange information. So JM, the other question I ask is, you seem to be asking me a very generic question. Is it safe to just use PKI when exchanging information? Why is that bleeping noise going on? It's one of your toys, no doubt.
It probably is.
It's all good. Oh, you know what it is? It's my computer upstairs. Some of the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Oh, it's popping.
It's popping
Discord
upstairs.
popping? Okay.
At all. So, also keep in mind is that you don't really have a choice, right? As a user, the whatever the protections are the ones that you're going to use. I mean, it's that straightforward. But JM, keep developing the question. I feel there's going to be more coming on that one. 208, Madman. Hi, Total Seminar. I've been studying for CompTIA 1001 since January, and I haven't attempted the test yet. But on my practice test, I'm getting 64. I struggle with the networking part. Well, then concentrate on that and show up here. Ask questions here. And if that doesn't work, but the other thing you might want to consider is our Discord channel.
That's right.
But go ahead, Scott. Do it.
So Total Seminars doesn't have a Discord channel, but there is a unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel run by our friend Jose Braden. Dave Rush, senior instructor at Total Seminars and the moderator for this particular forum, will post a link to Discord. We tend to show up there with microphones and cameras and hang out with people right after the AMAs. But there's hundreds of people on the Discord channel. It's a great place to ask questions, to do long form things when you're really struggling with something like networking in general. Lots of great help and helpers in that forum. So join us.
Yeah, definitely check it out, guys. It's a great channel. Most of the names that you're seeing here on the channel show up there as well. It's a pretty busy little Discord channel these days.
Absolutely. And I cannot fix my microphone volume right now. Yeah, we'll work on it before the Wednesday show. I'm officially on vacation, but decided to show up here anyway because...
You love me.
I do, Mike.
You love me. You really love me.
I do.
I'd like to thank all the little people.
Michael Reeves is here.
Not the Michael Reeves.
The Michael Reeves is here. I don't know if that did anything at all, Mike.
I touched the gain. Your levels. I raised your levels. I raised you up.
You raised me up.
Whoop, whoop.
Don't ever do that again.
Why not? Is that politically incorrect?
No, it's not politically incorrect.
It's just stupid when 60-year-old fat guys do it?
Did I say that? I did not say that.
I'm okay with who I am, you know?
Mariah asks at 2:09.
And they call the wind Mariah. Do you know that song?
No.
It's from a musical called Oklahoma.
Musical?
Yeah.
That's like a movie?
Yeah, it's like a movie, Scott. Yeah.
No, I couldn't get past, oh my gosh.
Don't Cry for Me, Argentina.
No, what's his name singing as a cowboy? It just killed me.
John Wayne.
John Wayne can't sing.
He doesn't have to.
Somebody will help me out on that one.
Who sang? Gene Autry.
Gene Autry had a fantastic voice.
He did.
Yes, I love that. Dave at 2:11 is like, Scott and Mike will get to your question. We will, I promise. That's why we keep saying the time.
What did I miss her? Earlier she had a question about...
If we skip your question...
So,
yeah,
at 2:05, Mariah asked a question, what's a good IT job, cloud computing? And we kind of danced around that.
Right.
Anyone here for cloud computing?
And we talked about that briefly and said, hey.
Yeah. Dave Rush. Drinks to excess. No, but go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Ooh, wow, Santi. That's some nice advice. 2:14. Where he's responding to Carla not doing well on her Network Plus first try. He said he failed and got so mad that it motivated him.
Yeah, and honestly,
So
Carla,
that's awesome.
it's a hassle to fail at an exam.
It's
but
an
that's really
expensive
all it
hassle,
is.
yes.
Other than money and time, that's the only real cost there is to failure. And you shouldn't, you should be like, doggone it, but that's about it.
Right. And sometimes it can be weird. It can be just like the set of questions you get. They may or may not be the perfect things that you studied. And you're like, really? You used to ask 10 questions on Linux command line in a row? Really? And that's just the luck of the draw. So, uh-oh. Steadiest Shark is here. Excellent. And at 2:19, tell it yes. Mike is wearing his John Hammond shirt today.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. This is a movie. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
How? How do you make it?
That one I saw.
Oh, you saw that movie?
Yeah. Like, especially when they were doing the get on the Mac, and it was a Unix command line. Or no, this is Unix, and it was a Mac, you know.
I liked it when the
forget
little dinosaurs did the merengue thing.
That was a cool scene.
Such a scene. How did they get them to wear those big
I don't
Ricky
know.
Ricardo sleeves?
I don't know.
Especially with the short arms.
And especially when they had like Van Halen playing in the background, and yeah, it was cool.
I mean, when you go like this with talons, people notice.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Better Off Dead. That is the movie we're talking about, right?
That's right.
Okay.
$3.
So, what do we have? Overwatch at 2:20. At this point, I think I've skipped a couple of questions. So, if you ask a question before 2:20 and we didn't see it, post it again. Overwatch, I reset my PC and cannot see my microserver as a drive anymore. Any advice on how to fix this, or do I need Windows Server OS or something?
What's a microserver?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's a SOC server class. Where's the question? I reset my PC and cannot see my microserver as a drive anymore. Any advice on how to fix this? Yeah, well, first of all, can you ping the thing? You know, people get all, use the OSI as your diagnostic tool.
Right.
Are you physically plugged in? Does it have electricity? All right? If the thing boots up, I got to tell you, 95% of all network problems can be fixed with a combination of ipconfig and ping. And can you ping the thing? Okay, great. If you can ping it, now you know that it's there. go over to that machine. I don't know what OS you're running on this microserver, but can you, PS aux it or, do whatever you got to do to see if you're listening on a particular port number? Is that port number up and live? Then if you can't get to it, is there an issue between whatever you see? And he just says microserver. Is he got this set up as a web server? Is he set this up as an email server? Is it a files? I don't know.
I don't know.
So there's lots and lots you can do. So it's interesting to me, Overwatch, you then go, or do I need Windows Server? It's like, do you need me to make sure that it's plugged in, or do I need to replace the whole thing? There's stuff in the middle there. Can you ping the system? Is it listening on the proper port? I mean, that's 90% of the battle right there.
So at 220, Scott Wolf asks, can you clarify local security policy and user account control?
Yeah, they're completely different animals.
Right.
So a local security policy is a Windows term. First of all, I hate it at so many different levels, it's not even funny. First of all, it doesn't set policies, it sets controls. It should be called local security controls.
Okay.
But they call it policy, so okay. I'm just a small cog. Mongo only cog in Game of Life. Another movie, don't worry about it. So your local security policy defines all of the security controls that you can apply to your system short of file security. So anything from how many times do a person get to tie the password before it locks them out? How long is the password? Can these people log in remotely? Or do they have to log in at the computer? There's tens of thousands of policies which are built into Windows that are maintained to some degree by a local security policy. Now you got to be careful here because Windows also has group policy objects, or GPOs. They're really the same thing with one huge difference. The huge difference is that a group policy object is something that is propagated down to you from a domain controller. So you could have a policy on your machine that says passwords could be any length at all, but the domain controller could be passing down a more restrictive thing that would then make the passwords longer. You get the idea? Did that make sense?
Absolutely.
Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
So you should check out local security policies. So many fun things you can do on there. Setting password complexity or something like that. And keep in mind, I'm just talking about passwords. I can set up a local security policy that says whether he can edit the registry or not. You can do all kinds of stuff. It's wildly complicated and fun. User account control is a different animal altogether. Anybody who's ever used a Linux system or anything other than Windows knows that just because you're sitting at a computer and have logged in, that doesn't necessarily mean you can format the hard drive. Because formatting the hard drive is what we would call in many situations a bad thing. So what we do instead in other operating systems, and we did this for decades, is that you'd have to use things like sudo or something like that for certain commands so you wouldn't mess the machine up. And Windows just never got around to that, and lots of people did format C:/S on the computers, and there was nothing to stop them. So user account control was developed 95? Windows 95?
After I deleted my first two operating systems.
Yeah, okay, so user account control is just a tool set that makes you kind of say, in order to do certain things, you have to have administrative privileges. In some situations, you have to type in an administrator password, or there used to be 4 different levels of UAC.
And even if you log in as an administrator or an administrator account, user account control is there to do that. Are you sure? Just that little moment of, yeah, don't do this.
Yeah, so Scott, those are very different animals. What I'd recommend you do is play with both of those. In particular, playing with local security policies, might want to consider doing that in a VM.
Right, on a machine that you can just go, format C.
Yeah, or something where it's like, I'm not going to let anybody log in.
Right.
I can't log into my computer. You could probably fix that with a, what should you call it? I'm going blank. It'll come to me in a minute.
Okay, good. So Discord is kind of weird. Links always seem expired. Often you just kind of go to the expired link anyway. and just say yes, and you can get on. Well, I have no idea why the Discord links expire like that, and they always seem to be. You should be able to get on. Dave has posted again another link, so should be okay. Oh, Hannah at 221. What's the best program to learn cybersecurity? Notice I just automatically corrected her typo.
There is no program to learn cybersecurity. There's a million programs to learn cybersecurity.
Right.
There is no one program. I would recommend, I'm one of the certificate people. I feel that pursuit of certificates is a great way to learn different products. But you don't even have to go for a certificate, honestly. God, where would I go? I have no idea where you are, and that makes a big difference. HANA 948. Here in the States, I'd probably be telling people to use Cyber Patriot, which is a great free program here in the States. There's no way that there aren't 100 other programs like that around. Boy, there you go. That's the next list.
Right.
You got to get Andrew Hutz to make a list of all the different cool little online security courses or demos or labs.
It. You hear that, Andrew?
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to do.
Abu Bakr is here at 221. Hello. And Andre is teasing him. Heavy D is here. Excellent. Jeremy Parker is here. Father Time, 225. Okay. I'm a high school cybersecurity teacher. Do you know of anywhere that I could find a list of recommended hardware to cover? Things like switches, routers, racks, packet tracer, etc.
Yeah, look at the end of any CompTIA certification.
And they'll give you a list of everything.
They give you a nice detailed list. And when people say things like any switch, trust them, any switch. A lot of problems, especially when somebody's relatively new to this, they're like, well, I need to know, do I need the Dell ProLiant 4270? Nah, just get a switch.
Right.
Especially you get one that's 3 or 4 years old, used. They're great for instructional stuff. Yeah, just check out the end of any CompTIA certification.
Excellent. Dave Rush, yes, at 226, posted another invite to Discord. This one with a changed URL, so try that one. Alan Owens at 227. Hi guys, love the live streams, and what's your advice for losing momentum with your study when life gets in the way?
Choose ye this day who ye shall serve. I'm serious. The problem is, Alan,
Go gaming. I'm kidding.
Schmack. No, but in all seriousness is that I'm one of these rare people who really gets good motivation from negative motivation. I do. I really do. Because if you don't, you're a loser. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff really works for me. It doesn't work for you?
It doesn't work for me at all.
You're the best. You go, powder blue shirt.
That's right.
You smell like Johnson & Johnson's too. Baby powder.
Oh. That's like, no, Moderna.
Why does this have to be PG rated, man? It's such a good joke right now.
Hey, just leave it right there. Lay it on the table.
Alan, just do it.
Yeah.
Do it. You know, I mean, why would you not do it? Why would you not do something that you're putting money and energy into? Life is constantly in the way. Life is always in the way at all times. There are things to get in the way. Just do it.
There you go.
And if anybody gives you any trouble, I'll write you a note.
Yes, I like it. 229, Jeremy. Sudo. -S.
Yes? What of it?
I don't know. He just randomly threw that in. It was
Sudo
probably
-S.
had something to do with what you were talking about.
Sudo -S.
Okay, Connor Wellman, who, good to see you again, at 229, working for a small law office as a legal assistant, and they've put me in charge of IT, and have set up a network attached storage, set up computers, and a lot of mini troubleshooting. Would A+ add anything to my resume? Huh.
You
Okay,
take that
so
one, Scott.
Connor at 2:30 then follows up with that. No certifications, just a lot of experience tinkering. So one thing studying for a certification will get you is it'll fill in the gaps. So there's a lot of people like you in that same kind of position where you've learned on the job, that you've learned on the fly, that you know how to do the tasks that apply to your office. By going for a certification, like in this case, I would go more Network Plus to kind of round out where you're already at. It would give you information about all the other pieces of general networking that you can apply then to any job. So would it help to get certified? Yes, absolutely. Getting the knowledge to get certified is the essential thing. Having the piece of paper saying, yes, I have a cert, just gets you into a job interview. That doesn't do anything else. But the studying part will round out your knowledge. And I think it's good. So JM at 2:30. I was reading on the Mike Meyers Security Plus book, and that it recommends to keep offline the root CA server. Does that mean the intermediate CA issues the certificates to the user or brings online the root CA server?
So the Mike Meyers Sec Plus book says that the root CA is almost always kept offline. Does that mean the intermediate CA issues the certificates to user? Yes. Well, the intermediate CA doesn't issue anything. Remember, the whole idea behind a certificate is that you take a public key and then you sign it, right? And then you get a third party to sign it as well. That's what a certificate is. So where did it go? Does that mean the intermediate CA issues? No, the intermediate CA signs the certificate, the user certificates, or bring online. No, you don't bring online the root CA server. You have enough intermediates that they take care of that. And the root CA server probably gets put online twice a year when they're stringing up a new point of presence and they're got to schlep up some more intermediate CAs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Adventures of Bren at 2:30 was offering a suggestion on when playing with things like policies.
That's what I meant, a snapshot. I went blank. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
You're exactly right. That was the word that I immediately brain farted on there. William Jeske. Aversion therapy and negative reinforcement as motivation. So, you guys may not believe this, but less than 5 years ago, I was running 2 5Ks a week. And I'm running this 5K, and everybody at these running events are all like, yeah, this super positive, coy, you're the best, you can do it. And I'm like, God, geez, there's this huge policeman, like 6'6", bald hair, right? And I'm bald head, lack of hair. And, they're just doing security for their route and all this.
Sure.
And I'm walking because I'm, right?
Right.
And this girl's like, oh, you can do it. You're the best. And this girl's like really close to me. I go, miss, I don't need you. I need that big cop right there to come up to me like it's the third day of boot camp and start screaming at me. And this huge cop is like, and he comes up to me and he's like, right, Ben's weight, he's a foot taller than me, right? You useless puke, you, and he's spitting on me. And I ran the rest of the way. It worked. Negative
like a charm.
reinforcement works like a champ on me.
It's great. For me, I would have just wilted. Oh, yeah, I can't do it. Yes.
Ayub, you're going to have to tell us how to pronounce your last name, man. RGUIG is there any WPA2 Wi-Fi can be hacked? Is there any WPA2 Wi-Fi that cannot be hacked?
Right, it can now.
WPA2's been pretty weak now for a while. Santi says WPA3 can be hacked. I'm unaware of that. I actually have still yet to use WPA3 in a real environment.
Yeah. test environment for sure. But
So I'm unaware that there's a way to hack WPA3, and I'm not saying there isn't. Santi, this is not an argument with you. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. But WPA2 is fairly trivially hacked these days. That's the most 90% of the reason people get Kali Linux is they first go to that hacking, incredibly popular wireless hacking tool that has immediately gone blank in my brain. That is part of the Kali
Linux love.
distro. Yeah, somebody else let me know what it is. It's pretty common.
Jay Veller says hello from Las Vegas, which is awesome.
So
Hello.
Hannah, you're looking for a job. Hannah, you really ought to take a look. Last year, like June of 2020, so it's been over a year now.
Yeah.
We did a wonderful series of getting entry-level jobs in IT security with Jessica Dickerson. Please look here within the Total Seminars channel. Just do a search for entry-level IT security, and you'll find how to get all kinds of interesting jobs.
You want to go with that one?
JM, I'm trying to get ready for the Security Plus exam. Can you give me an idea what kind of scenarios I might encounter? The thing you got to keep in mind, the performance-based questions that you'll run into aren't really that different from the multiple choice questions, except they draw the pictures out. And people want to sit there and go, oh, I'm doing performance-based, so I have to have this complete mental, different way to think about question answering than I would with multiple choice. And that's inaccurate. The only thing I can tell you is that when you get a performance-based question, take some time to figure out, because they're usually putting a lot of graphics in it. And the CompT exams have this little floating window in the exam that can be kind of irritating. So it's not so much that I care about you learning about what are the simulations. That's what I'm more interested in is making sure when you're exposed to these questions, take your time and read them. You'll find a lot of these questions to be easier than multiple choice because usually they give you an imagery for you to react to as opposed to, on Tuesdays it could be like that.
Absolutely. So it is 2:42.
It's 2:42 already? All right.
Yeah. What do you think about giving some stuff away?
I'm going to go ahead and queue up a practice question for a giveaway, Scott. Can you tell folks about our amazing discounts?
Absolutely. So just for you being on the channel today, and Dave Rush, our moderator, will post the link to the AMA special, and it's just for you. 50% off on all of our ebook and practice test combination products. So you buy or get a ebook, A+ ebook, for example, and then an A+ practice test. Use a special code at checkout at totalsim.com, and that special code is 110821. Gee, it sounds like today's date.
It is. Well, only to Americans. The Europeans, they want to do it 081121. Really?
That's just wrong.
Yeah, well.
It's 110821.
That's why we have to keep going back over there and helping them out, man.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Wow, you went there.
Andre right now is like, yeah.
Anyway, the special is on all of our ebook and practice test combinations. So that's A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, Pen Test Plus, CYSA Plus,
CASP,
SAA.
it goes on and
yeah.
on. Lots.
Anyway,
But
lots.
you do keep in mind, you have to buy a bundle. You have to buy practice questions and an ebook. And and you get this ridiculous 50% off deal. So all you got to do is go to www.total7.com, just like it shows you there. And all you need to do is go to our merchant area, pick your ebook, your, like say, A+ ebook, A+ practice questions, and just before you check out, type in 110821.
You were about to reverse it.
I know.
You're about to go European on me.
Yeah, then I would smoke like this too, because that's how Europeans smoke.
Yes, and of course I would drink my tea like this.
Yeah, but then I would smoke jetons, Does anybody in Europe still smoke jetons?
I don't think anybody in Europe still smokes. Don't they know it's bad for them? Or maybe smoking is only bad for Americans.
They still smoke.
Maybe
No.
smoking is only bad for Americans.
Oh my God.
Dave Rush posted the discounts.
And the further east you go, the more they smoke.
At 2:43.
Yeah.
So there you go. So let me tell you about the contest. And the contest is to win 90-day access to any practice exams we have. Any, right? So there are a couple things to keep in mind. One, the contest is not really fair. I know, doesn't sound right to say that, but it's true. Mainly because depending on where you are, how many hops away from us you are, your answers might be the perfect answers and they come in super fast for you, but they show up 5 people later for us. That's what I mean by not fair. Second thing is Mike's going to put up a multiple choice question from A+ certification in this case. Do not type A, B, C, or D. Type enough of the answer that we know that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, okay, so we're at 238.
We are at 238.
Was the last question.
Yep.
All right. So I've got a question ready to go here, Scott.
Excellent.
So, guys, everybody get your fingers on your keys. The first person to type out the right answer wins. This is an A+ question again. This is a very interesting A+ question because it's one of these things either you know the answer or don't.
Connor, you're fired.
You ready? Here we go. Oops.
Where's the question? There we go.
Which of the following utilities is used with iOS devices to synchronize, upgrade, restore a device to factory defaults if needed? Those are your 4 choices. See, this is one of these interesting because it's a Mac question, right? And because we're so Windows-centric.
It's an iOS question.
What did I say?
You said Mac. It's an iOS question.
Doesn't have to do with Macs?
Mac uses Mac OS. My beautiful phone uses iOS.
Oh, you had me. Okay.
All right. Oh, and Andre missed the question, so scroll back up a little bit.
I wouldn't say I was missing it, Bob. Which of the following utilities is used with iOS devices to synchronize, upgrade, restore a device to factory defaults if needed? I like this question because I'm an Android Windows person, and this is definitely one of those. Scott, do we have a winner?
I don't know the answer. Now that I've switched to Android, I can't answer
Oh,
that.
you can't answer? Seriously? I'm 99% sure it's iTunes. Your answer is C is correct. iTunes. So the answer is iTunes, Scott.
All right, so here we go. Now the real question is, I'm going to give it to him just because it's funny.
Let him have it. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, so we do have a winner.
MIDI-Man 465.
The winner is MIDI-Man 465. And this is for, what are we giving away?
Practice tests.
This is practice tests. All right. So MIDI-Man, congratulations. You have won. In order to claim your prize, you're going to have to send an email.
MIDI-Man.
What did I say?
Mini. Because you were in Mac OS thinking about Mac Minis.
There you go. In order to claim your prize, you're going to have to send an email to Kathy Y. That's Kathy with a K. KATHYY at TotalSem.com. You need to put into this email 2 things. Number 1, your YouTube name. So make sure that MIDI-Man 465 appears in the body of the email. And then tell Miss Kathy which practice exam you wish to have. And based on the email address that you're giving us, that'll be your logon. Then we'll send you a password, and you get 90-day access to whatever you want.
Awesome.
So congratulations to you. Ooh, I hate it when you start scrolling like that.
Well, no, I'm going all the way back up to 238.
Okay.
To our questions.
All right, I think we have enough people. We will definitely be giving away a voucher here today, too. So.
Absolutely. So Alan Owens asks at 2:38 p.m., so we've scrolled way back up. Can you explain why connecting to an ISP with PPPoE often means a slower connection than would happen with DHCP?
I wouldn't agree with that. We're not talking about the underlying actual technologies.
Right.
PPPoE is pretty much exclusively to DOSIS or cable, but even that's hard to find anymore these days. Versus DHCP, you log in with PPPoE. It's been so long since I've done a PPPoE that so PPP would support DHCP. Yeah, PPPoE supports DHCP itself. So Alan, I can't say that I've shared that experience with you. PPPoE is DHCP. It just forces a login on the client side, whereas a lot of them don't do that anymore.
Right.
So, Alan, that's all I can answer with you. I'm very sorry. But again, I haven't logged in on PPPoE in over 5 years anywhere. So
Scott Wolf at 241. This might be a silly question. All questions are good. The only ones that aren't are the ones unasked. But are there sites online that can test my Dell laptop to see whether it can handle a virtual machine? I have a 2-core processor, 6 gigabytes of physical memory. I can tell you just straight off the bat,
it's maybe a really thin Linux
sure
VM.
But I mean, you could definitely set up a virtual machine using like Oracle VirtualBox, for example.
Safest way to do it. Type 2 hypervisor, and it's free.
Yeah, and download a tiny Linux or something, a light Linux operating system. Run that as your VM. You can do all the practice you need for A+ or Net+ or Security+ for that matter. So yeah.
Yeah, but what's killing me, you only have 6 gigabytes of memory.
It's okay. I mean, as long as the key crunch with that level of memory is if you have a VM that's a kind of a hefty VM and you start doing a whole bunch of other things on the PC, then you're going to run into resource issues. But
so Scott, the important thing though is you can just download a copy of VirtualBox and download a Linux, some kind of lighter Linux.
Try it.
And just try it.
Yeah.
If it ain't going to, make sure if you're going to use VirtualBox, make sure you're using version 5, not version 6. The reason, if with 2-core processor and 6 gig, he's got an old box, so it's not going to have virtualization support. So that's going to be your best guess,
Okay.
Scott. Andre, Aircrack. Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to remember. JM, when will you bring again resume reviews on the live channel? I wasn't planning on a JM unless you guys keep hollering. It's been over a year. We could probably do it again.
sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to. So, JM, here's where you get on the Discord channel afterwards, and you start getting some of the other folks to chip in with you.
Right.
And what's this?
I don't know. That's interesting. We hadn't actually gotten to.
Yeah, let's wait till we get to
Yeah,
that
we'll
date.
get there in another couple minutes here.
So it's already 2:53. We're gonna have to move quick.
Yeah, or we're
tell you what.
gonna run a little over, which we all often do.
I can run a little late today. I can
Okay.
run a little bit past 3 today.
Okay, all right.
Can you run a little bit past 3 today?
I can.
Did Scott mention he's on vacation?
I'm on. I can run as far as I need to run.
Run, Forrest. Oh, sorry, that was another movie reference. Sorry.
You know, I have watched movies in the past.
I know, but Casablanca, and it just keeps getting funnier.
Of all the gin joints.
And all the world, she comes walking into mine.
Yeah,
Play it, Sham, if she can stand it and show an eye. What happens between two people don't amount to a hill of beans in today's day and age. You'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your lives.
Wow.
Come on, it's Bogart.
You know, hard to top. Savage Cabbage. Hello, Mateo Rio. Mike, your email. Mike, your email. I don't know.
Mike, your email? Here.
All right, here we go. Yeah, if you need to contact Mike Meyers.
There's my email right there. michaelm@totalsem.com. Boop, boop.
I think that's good. I think they got it.
You think they got it?
I do. So there's a follow-up question here from Peter at 244, but it's definitely a follow-up question, so let me scroll back. You gonna go back to live to us?
I'm going back to live to us.
All right, there we go.
So we already did that.
Yeah, and the previous question was a a lot of people were asking about or talking about hacking WPA2 and WPA3, and as Andrew pointed out at 240, anything can be hacked. It's just a matter of time. Yeah.
Well,
And quantum computing. All right, so I'm scrolling down. Bob Noob shows up.
Scott, if we've missed a couple of questions,
Yeah.
I don't mind running past 3. I don't want to run past 3 if we can avoid it.
Absolutely. Okay, so at 2:43, Ayub asked, and Dave, thank you for pinging us in the background. What are some networking projects that I can do as a beginner? And I know that you've got a follow-up question on that you can put on your CV. So what you can show, yes, I can do these projects. Networking projects.
I wouldn't ever put networking projects on my CV.
Okay.
That wouldn't make sense to me. If you want to add things, if you want to build up your CV without actually employment, then you look for volunteer opportunities. You know, nonprofits of any kind are always looking for help. Within your schools, the people are always looking for help. Your plumber's, hairdresser's sister's cousin is always looking for help. And you just go in and you try it. Oh, Mike, I'm not qualified. I don't have any certifications. Nobody cares. Just try it. First, do no harm, you know? But get out there and do stuff. And then in your CV, you said, I've helped many volunteer groups with, configuring wireless and local area networks and stuff like that. That's the answer.
Oh, Peter Burston. Wait, no, I just scrolled right past him. What? Where? Why?
Who? All right.
Switch to Android. No.
So I'm going to let Scott. Scott is lost.
I'm lost.
So I'm going to queue up a question for
Okay.
our free voucher giveaway. And since I've already got A+ up, I'm going to do another A+.
Hey, Bad Company at 2:50. Ready?
Bad Company.
Till the day I die. I passed the Security Plus last week. I just wanted to stop by and thank the team at Total Sim for all that you guys do.
Well done to you, Bad Company.
That's awesome, Bad Company. Congratulations. Now let me do a mic. Now get a job.
Good job.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh. I got
Okay,
a
so
great
two,
question.
all right, well, 2:53, I think we should answer Father Time's question.
All right, what do we got?
My students have a very difficult time understanding the TCP/IP packet layers. How critical is it they have a foundational understanding of that?
Critical.
Yeah, Father Time, you're teaching A+, right?
Yeah, here, Father Time, please send me here. Father Time. Father Time, send me an email. Father Time, send me an email to michaelm@totalsem.com. I will be more than glad to help you with that and give you some ideas. So we'll see.
So
I'll be glad to help you. Just send me an email. I work with schools all the time.
absolutely.
Yeah, always glad to do it.
So here's a good one here at 2:54 p.m. by Stone Anvil Studios. Wait, I have to say that with like a little more Stone Anvil Studios. What are some habits someone could adopt to integrate the knowledge gained by studying for 1001, 1002? I'm absorbing the information, but at times struggling to apply and integrate it.
Get a job. Go get a job. If you're sitting here telling me, well, I need to get X number of certifications before I can get a job, you're wrong. Again, Stone Anvil Studios. I don't know where you live. I don't know what you do. I don't know what your passions are. But the reality is you integrate the knowledge gained by studying, by working. That's where you get it. Plain and simple.
So Viper Tact at 2:55. Mike, I bought your courses on Udemy. They're informative and fun. Good for you. I did practice exam with Cert Blaster, but I never feel ready for the exams.
What do you mean feel? All right.
Feel, it's like...
So Viper Tech, I bought your, okay. So when you do practice exams, most of the practice exams come with a certain amount of number that you should, a percentage you should hit. With mine, you certainly do. I don't know that. Cert Blaster is a competitor of mine. So I'm not going to sit here and help out Cert Blaster because they steal money from the mouths of my children.
Yeah. Or something like that.
Or something like that. But usually, with a good quality practice test, we give you percentages that you should go for and help you get there.
Right.
You're going to go, well, what should I do with Cert Blaster? I don't know Cert Blaster. Maybe they're like really ridiculously easy questions. You need to get 100 of it every time. I can't answer that for you. But that's the answer.
So ping at, let me just follow up on Stone Anvil Studios. Andre Dugoyert's comment at 255 was good. Keep playing. Yes, I was thinking that what I did to study for A+ was to build computers and break them and build them some more and then network them together and just play. Ask my friends or my family. It's like, hey, you got an old PC that you're not using? Let me just incorporate that into my crazy Frankenstein lab and just learn all of these different pieces. So that's a good way to do it. Ping at 255. Are the videos on the website the same as the ones on LinkedIn Learning?
What is the website?
Yes, is the answer. Yeah, our video products we sell on TotalSim.com on the Training Hub. We also have partnered with various other providers like Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, quite a few others actually. And
yes,
it's the same video content. The questions, the total tester that you buy, that you can get from TotalSim.com is going to be the superset. So it's going to be we're talking A+, it's going to be 1,300 questions as opposed to the 200 you'll get at Udemy or LinkedIn. So there you go. What? Ulysses, wow, you barely made it before we ended our show. Time change. And
I'm ready to give away a voucher.
I think you should give away a voucher. It's not just any voucher. It is literally any voucher, except for CYSA Plus, and we don't know why.
And I think it's even good for CYSA. They said some confusing things. I'm unsure why.
But the cool thing is, this voucher, unlike a voucher you purchase, like a discount voucher you purchase from a company, this voucher will be for wherever you are planning to take your CompT exam.
That's right. So it's international, works everywhere.
Right.
So that's very, very good. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. We're going to call it a day. You guys ready?
I am ready.
This is a very interesting question because it's a little confusing. It's another A+ question because I already had him queued up.
Oh, and same contest rules. Do not answer A, B, C, or D. Crumpus.
And if you're somebody new, we tend to give new people a better shot at a voucher than somebody who's already won a voucher. So
right, absolutely.
I'm not going to say we're not going to totally hand you.
So type in an answer to the multiple choice question that actually contains some part of the answer.
There's my man, David Mohan.
David Mohan is here, absolutely.
It just wouldn't be a thing without David.
I know, right?
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Ready?
Do it.
This is an interesting one.
Do it.
All right. The benefit of MAC filtering and wireless networking is that the network is not visible, is encrypted, use static IP addresses, or is more secure. This is a really tricky question. The benefit of MAC filtering and wireless networking is that the network, because the problem with this question, Scott, is that I could easily argue for 2 of the 4 answers here.
Okay.
And it looks like a lot of other people are doing the same. Okay, so you ready? I'm pretty sure the answer is A, it is not visible. Let's see if I'm right. I could be wrong. A is I'm incorrect. Is it more secure? It's more secure. I got it wrong.
Oh boy, Mike.
It happens. It happens.
So in the real world, using MAC filtering would be dumb.
It's not necessarily dumb. It's
tedious.
It's putting a screen door on your front door when you should have a properly padlocked door. So I can really argue very strongly that it is not more secure. I can very strongly argue that it is not visible is the better answer. So a lot of times when we're writing questions for CompTIA, we base them on questions we know, and obviously we don't want to copy questions because, well, we'll get in trouble. So we want to get you to the same spot.
Right.
And, man, I got to tell you, I would argue that it is not more secure. I would certainly argue it's not visible, at least unless you have the right kind of client software. But we're going to go with what this says. It says it's more secure. Do we have a winner? Tom Pinkerton.
Tom Pinkerton, congratulations.
Tom Pinkerton, congratulations. You, sir, have won a free voucher. Now, in order to get this voucher, you have to jump through some fairly serious hoops, okay? Tom, these vouchers are worth a lot of money, okay? And we got to be careful about who we're giving them to. We have to make sure that we're getting to you in a good order. So unfortunately, Tom, you got to jump through some hoops. And the big hoop you got to jump through is that you need to send Dave Rush your information. So,
and Dave will post the how to contact him, the information you need. It's basically you need a name, legitimate email address, the place, the country where you are planning to take the exam. So Dave will post at 3:06. He posted that. Awesome.
Yeah. So Tom, please, you've got to read this. And if you can't figure it out, it's not that hard. It's hard for me to, I just don't want to babysit people. It's like, earn this.
Tom has it. He's got.
He's a Pinkerton. Come on.
I have faith in him.
He's absolutely a Pinkerton.
Absolutely.
All right. One more question, then I'm out the door here. What do we got here? Right here.
Yeah. See, I'm actually agreeing with Santi.
Santi is arguing about the question.
Absolutely.
It's more secure because the question is referring to the network itself, and in order for it not to be visible, it would need the SS. Well, that's not true. All wireless, all SSIDs will still blurt out all that information. You have to get it through maintenance frames. You're not going to get it through a proper SSID broadcast. So I'm still thinking I don't know. We're going to go with what the answer said.
Absolutely.
Yeah, guys, I got to tell you, I've never scored a 100% on any CompTIA exam, and I've tried a bunch of times. The number one reason people fail CompTIA exams is test anxiety. Number two reason people fail CompTIA exams is they know too much, and I know too much.
Well, there you go.
And it gets me in trouble. All right.
So this is I'm going to answer one more question before we go, since we're already running late and I'm on vacation. So there you go. Michael Taylor asked at 3:07. I just started studying for A+. Since it's retiring soon, hold that thought, should I wait until January to test? Okay, one, CompTIA has not announced even a new exam. So A+ is not retiring soon. A+ from the time they announced the objectives.
Noise is getting out from other sources than us, Scott. And that's why these guys are coming over here.
Officially, it's not.
And we're going to stick to the official rules, guys.
We're under NDA and we actually respect that.
Yeah, we have to. And idiots who don't, that's not good.
Right. Anyway, assuming that the objectives come out sometime this year, then CompTIA almost always will provide a overlap for the exam. So the new exam will go live, say, in the spring. And then 6 months after that, you can still take the old exams. So you have tons of time. So if you're just now studying for 1001, 1002, you have months and months and months.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Study, take it, get certified, get a job.
And David Mohan, you're absolutely right. The lowest score you can score on a CompTIA exam, I believe, is a 100.
Something like that.
And the highest score you can get is 900.
Right.
Yeah, so it's in there. All right, guys, we've absolutely got to go.
We will see you. Wait, we will see you on Wednesday, Central Standard Time, 2 p.m., right here on the Total Seminars channel on YouTube. And then Friday, Dave Rush has his own show, the Dave Rush Ask Me Anything, or drama. Same channel, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. See you. Aloha.
All right, guys, we're out of here, man. See y'all on Wednesday. Be good.
and maybe on Discord in a couple minutes. Awkward stare moment. It's time.